Here's a video on how we started plants from seeds this year. My mother and I decided to actually do something a little different than what we've really ever done before. And we decided to try starting plants from seeds. So we did some research and we decided to go with making soil blocks. And soil blocks are compressed soil into little soil cubes, and then you put the seeds in the top of them, and if you gently water them, the plants will grow into the cubes, and they will be ready for transplanting without any sort of container. Now the advantages of soil blocks are that because there's a little bit of air around each one of these cubes, the roots self-prune themselves, so they stop growing. And they grow into this cube and they hold all the dirt together. And what it means is when you put it into the ground, you don't have roots going around and around and around inside the, like when you see in the little plastic containers you pull the plants out. Those are root-bound roots, and it takes the plants a little longer to get established in the soil and get going. With soil blocks, that's not an issue. The second you put it in, the roots are already at the edge of the block and they just take off, growing in all different directions. The second advantage of this is that you don't have to buy anything. Once you have, there's a soil block making tool, which I've shown you in a previous video. That's the only tool you'll need for years and years and years, and otherwise you don't have to buy anything except for these trays to hold. In this tray I think we got about 40 different cubes. So what we did is we actually took a wheelbarrow, we put the soil in there and you get it wet, and we plunged the soil blocker into it, and we make the blocks, and then we filled up the trays, and with the help of my father we made a kind of seed starting station. He mounted some grow lights inside some fluorescent ballasts, and we bought this shelving unit. And each day we planted out the seeds, and each day we add a little bit of water into the bottom of the tray, and the cubes wick up the water. This feels all wet, and this is just from, see how this all holds together? Isn't that amazing? It's pretty cool. It's rather durable. You'd be surprised how durable it is. We had some damage here because we have been taking them outside, and the chipmunks have gotten in there to eat a few of the seeds, but no big deal. There's a few damaged spots, but otherwise most of these trays are basically perfect. Inside each one of the soil blocks there's this thing called a nipple. You have different sized nipples that you can use. You put the seeds, so basically it leaves an indentation in the top of the block. You put the seed in there, put a little bit of dirt over it. We misted it the first time, and then every other time we really have just watered from the bottom. And this is actually a flat of basil that was started about a week and a half ago, and it's pretty close to actually being ready to just plant out. Maybe another week and then we'll put it in the ground and it'll be good to go. Lastly, I'm trying to think if there's anything else to show you. We set a timer up for this, so this runs about 12 hours a day. I will tell you, with the intensity of these lights, the thing we're going to do next year is try to get them out more in the sun. We find that we get a lot better result if we take them out on nice days and put them out in the sun. That's still a lot better than having them underneath these semi-cheap grow lights. And then we also labeled each of the trays. So this is tray 2. We put tray 2, we planted this tray on 5/7, and then you'll see we marked what each of these blocks were, otherwise you don't know. So this one has speckled Roman tomatoes. In 12 of these we have ground cherries, gooseberries, and 4 different types of squashes. And so when you look in here you'll see that we got tomatoes on this side. The gooseberries are doing okay, and the squashes are clearly ready to be planted. They've only been in there about a week, or a week and a half. So at any rate, I'd encourage you to try soil blocking. It's really easy to do. You can post some questions if you want. I'd be more than happy to answer them. It takes about 2 weeks from the day you put the seeds in till when they're ready to go into the garden. And it's a great and economical way and then to do it. And then once you buy the equipment, what we're looking forward to is each year now we can buy all the different heirloom seeds that they only cost $2 a packet. And basically we just buy some more soil and we plant it and we're good to go. So if you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, give soil blocking a try and try starting some plants from seeds next spring. Talk to you later.